I don't like when owners talk to the press. Generally, it's great for nothing personal, that's for sure. But they shouldn't do it. David Rubenstein decided, hey, it's time for me to talk to the press. It's time for me to give a speech. It's time for me to give an interview. Owner of the Orioles decided this was the moment he was going to speak for the first time since firing Brendan Hyde, his manager. This is it. I want to do it. And so he did. Listen to what he said. He's giving an interview, and the interviewer is asking questions. How you doing? How's your team? How's your business? Real hardball biting questions that could potentially open up this interviewer to $16 million in damages. Maybe. A lot of references here today, Coca. Stay with me on a Friday. Stay with me. We got this. Well, the owner wanted you to know that the Orioles have had lots of injuries, so many injuries. We lead the major leagues, I think, in injuries. As a GM, what you do is you have to tell your owner this. We have a lot of injuries. We lead the major leagues, I think, in injuries. And what are you supposed to say to a young person who injures his arm? You can't say go out and play when your arm's injured. So it's difficult. I'm not able to coach these players very much. I can't tell them what to do. I'm 75. These guys are 21, 22 years old. I've got a quick piece of advice to you, Dave. As owner of the team, that's the whole reason to own a team. It's legal. You can exactly tell them what to do. You can make them do what you want them to do. Side note, when their ligament has been removed and they've had Tommy John surgery, or their back hurts, or their shoulder hurts, or their knee hurts, or they have general oblique soreness. Sometimes they get lat soreness. Sometimes they have an inflamed carpal on their tunnel. Every once in a while, you have to get to know your player. Dude, you can play. Give me a break. Everyone's hurting right now. Don't ask out of the lineup. It's going to absolutely hurt you, and we're putting you in the lineup in the 5-hole. I can't throw. Look at me. I'm throwing 80. I'm supposed to be throwing 98. All right, there's not much I can do there. But really, we just did an MRI. You got a little frame. We all have frame. Synapses, ligaments, tendons. Of course, you can't tell your injured players to play. Of course, that every year we have a list. Who misses the most games for injury? You can find it anywhere online because people are keeping track of it. And what we would say is we can't overcome a low payroll when we've got this amount of injuries. You've got to be on the bottom half is what we calculated. You have to be on the bottom half of missed games for injury when you are a bottom payroll. And then you have to have everything go perfectly. And for the Orioles, it just hasn't. What I don't understand is when an owner has not spoken to the press since firing his manager, and then leads with, we've had a lot of injuries, we lead the major leagues, and then end with, and this is him still talking, the owner of the Orioles, a brand new owner who is trying so hard not to get new owner-itis the way Matt Ishbia does. He's trying. He needed a bigger dose of it going into this season instead of thinking we can lose Burns and add Morton and we'll be GTG. He said, I leave the baseball to the baseball professionals. My job is to be the owner. It's to help ticket sales, commercial things. Coco, hold on. It's too funny. This is his actual quote. I heard him say it, so it is. I'm going to start over for the people listening. This is David Rubenstein, the owner of the Orioles. I leave the baseball to the baseball professionals. My job is to be the owner. It's to help ticket sales, commercial things, take the blame when something goes wrong. But in the end, you've got professional baseball players, managers, general managers, and they know what they're doing. Baseball is a game of some injuries and so forth, but we have a very good team. We have good players. We won 3 games in a row against the Braves the other day. We're going to play the Mets soon. They just swept the Mets last night. And I think we have a reasonably good chance in the second half of doing much, much better. David, you fired your manager. Your team was so badly underperforming. Why don't owners feel that they can just own that? Why do they run away from it? Because they all do. fire someone, it's the president who talks or the general manager who talks. You hire someone, it's the owner who talks. The irony of him thinking as owner, he's the one who takes the blame when things go wrong. No, no. You're the one who's supposed to pay people like a team president to take the blame when things go wrong. And you're supposed to stand up and shout when things go right. Look what I did. But here's the thing you can't do. You can't say that your job is to help ticket sales. Well, what exactly does that mean? The only thing I can think of is raise the payroll and win more games. That would help ticket sales. Are you getting on the phone bank? Are you dialing for dollars? 1-800-976-1313. Hi, do you want to buy tickets? What do you mean by that? Commercial things? You mean like money management, making sure credit facilities are in place and signing all the things with your CFO you have to sign to keep the team operating? You mean writing checks when the team loses money operationally? You mean discussing a new TV deal and figuring out what you're going to do with Masson, which is an absolute disaster? Come on. An owner of a team, this is what you're supposed to say. Not the president, the owner. I've got one job to do. My job is to bring a winner to this community and to the greatest fans in the entire state of Maryland and the entire country of this United States. You all deserve it. And I will work tirelessly to have a team that's competitive year in and year out because my expectation is to win rings, period. Anything short of that is a failure. I think that's what your owner's supposed to say. I made a managerial change because I felt that in order to take the next step to achieve what we're promising you, we want to and can achieve, we needed a different voice. How about that? Anytime an owner says, I leave the baseball to the baseball professionals, they are lying through their teeth. There is not one owner who leaves baseball to the baseball professionals, nor football to the football professionals, or basketball to the basketball professionals. Whether you are the owner, the owner's son, whether you are a majority partner, controlling owner, or even the alternate governor, you are getting involved because that's what you like doing. That's what makes you cool when you go out and people say, oh, you're the owner of the Orioles. What do you think of our guy Batista? Who? I don't get involved in that. Oh, give me a break. Of course you do. Wouldn't it be great if someone had actually said to him, so you fire Brandon Hyde. You know, you're fine. You're 27 and 22 since you made the change. You're 6 games back of the wild card. Are you going for it? Are you adding at the deadline? If you don't make the playoffs this year with this roster, even though you've had injuries, are you firing Mike Elias?